If you want to cut down the time it takes you to become a CPT, you will want to watch this entire video. In this video, we will discuss how to master your playbook, learn how to see your plays with ease, and how to execute them with no hesitation. Let's start off with a quote from Mike Bellafiore from his book, One Good Trade. This man has developed multiple multi-million-dollar traders. His top three traders made $35 million in 1 year each. This guy knows exactly what he's talking about when it comes to trading. He says trading is as close to being a professional athlete as I can think of. Trading, like sports, is performance-based. Traders who trade well, just like athletes who play well, are paid more than they deserve. When I read this quote, it changed my entire trading career, along with the playbook, the concept of the playbook. Many of us don't know what trading performance looks like. Many of us don't know its importance. It's hard for us to grasp what we don't know. Now, since he references sports, I use a lot of sports analogies, and I want to give you a word from a master three-point shooter, Ray Allen, Hall of Famer, who broke the NBA record and retired with the NBA record for three-point shots. I know that Stephen Curry has broken that, but he is still number 2. So listen to this word from a master.
I don't believe in talent. I'm here because I worked hard my whole life. Without that work, no one in this room would know who I am except my family. So to all the kids around the world watching, paying attention, and aspiring to be like one of us or even on the stage someday, put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on. Put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on. Put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on.
Most of us, we don't know the work that it takes. We learn a little bit of strategy. We learn a little bit of technical analysis. But if you remember, I always keep reminding you that 95% of people fail because it's not as easy as the marketers tell us. It takes a whole lot more work than the marketers say. Those people that marketed to us and brought us into Forex, into their groups, made us pay their subscriptions, and didn't teach us about the dynamics that we needed in order to become successful, that we truly needed. So here, I'm going to talk about mastering your playbook, becoming a top performer. Once you do this as a CPT, it will be easy for you to pass these funded challenges. Don't worry, but there's a lot of work ahead. So another quote from Mike Bellafiore. This speaks to a lot of us. If you pretend to know what you are doing when you start, you will quickly just prove that you don't. You need reps. Experience will be the cure. There's only one outcome for those who pretend they know what they are doing, and that result is not a long-term future on a trading desk or even as an individual trader. Spend your first 3 years just mastering basic trading plays and pushing yourself every day to get better. Save the new strategies, i.e. complex and sophisticated strategies, for after you have learned how to trade. Be unoriginal. Now, in some of the lessons, I've talked about the importance of demo. Many of us are trading little small live accounts. We are taking funded accounts before we are ready. We're posting profits, but really we have losses on the backside. Stop pretending. Be real with yourself. You need practice. You need reps, and don't underestimate the demo. These master traders start in the demo. The prop firm puts them in the demo for months. They have to prove that they have certain skills. They have to prove that they can trade the basic trades. Many of us can't trade just the basic trades properly because we've gone to the live account too soon. So take a step back with me right now and watch this entire video until the end so I can help you become a CPT and become a better trader. So many of us, when we approach the market and we see our setups, a lot of us have hesitation, doubt, fear, low confidence, and we're deciding on if we should trade the trade or not too slow. Some of us are posting our markups saying, hey man, what do y'all think about this? I'm not saying you can't post your markup, but you need to be asking your playbook what your playbook thinks about it. right? So we talked about validating your setups. Once you validate that the setup has edge, then that's the proof that you need in order to trade it. That's the proof that you need in order to become confident in it. That's the proof that you need in order to stop hesitating. That's the proof that you need in order to make a faster decision. But there's one thing else. There's one more thing. There's one more thing to remove these. How can we remove this? It's not just the playbook. You have to become like the masters that are spoken about in the book Peak. Masters have achieved mastery because they have developed effective mental representations that allow them to recreate experiences in their mind, make accurate predictions on long sequences of events, and condense large information into seemingly simple mental representations. So, how are you going to do this? How are you going to develop the mental representations? The chess master who can play 32 different chess games. How are you going to do that? How are you going to become like the master trader who has several different trades going on with several different pairs? How are you going to be able to have a watch list of 10 one day where your scanner is giving you the top 10 plays that fit your edge, and then you can watch and trade those different pairs and manage those trades all at one time? How do you become like that? You become like that, like this master trader who can see the charts. I'm already seeing this happen to me where I can just see US 30 with my eyes closed. There's certain moves that when they come, it's like my subconscious mind takes over, takes the reins and pushes me to take the trade because I've seen it so many times. How are you going to get to that level? You heard Mike say you need reps, but how do you get reps? Now, there's two ways to get the reps. Some people get the reps over years. They spend 8, 9, 10 years getting their reps. They're trading every day. That's how they get the reps. They're seeing the market. They're doing markups. Another way is to use the approach of astronauts. So astronauts will go to space one time, maybe 2 times in their entire life. You have to use the bar replay. The bar replay tool will help you simulate. You can rewind the market and simulate scenarios. So you will take your plays in your playbook one by one. And what I recommend is you do this you do like an initial round where you say, okay, every day for a certain amount of time, I'm going to use the bar replay. And I'm going to master this setup. I'm going to get some mental representations, right? So you all are trading maybe 4 days a week, Monday, or let's say Monday through Thursday. You're trading maybe 4 days a week. I'm trading 100 days a week. How's that possible? If I do 25 reps a day, that's almost the equivalent of the same one markup that you did in one day. Right? So what happens is by increasing these reps with the bar replay tool, you are actually increasing the amount of times your mind interacts with a setup. And this is how you build your trading skill, your ability to recognize setups faster, with more confidence, with less doubt. This is the first step. So how does the bar replay look? It depends on the software that you use. I use TradingView's bar replay. There is some other software that I haven't used that certain people have mentioned in our group, Soft Forex, and there's some others that people have referenced. For me, TradingView has been sufficient, so I have not taken a look at any others, but I will. Now that we have a community, I'll try out different things and give my opinion and feedback. And then you can try things out as well and give your feedback. Trading is all about trial and error as well, learning new things, adding things as you need. So the bar replay I'm going to demonstrate today is in TradingView. And you have to have the minimum account. I believe it's not the free one. It's right above the free account. That may be about $14 a month. You have to have that one in order to use the bar replay, but it's worth it. So how do you turn on the bar replay? So you can click this button, and when you click the button, it'll give you a a line here that will allow you to rewind time backwards. Okay. So it took away all of those candles. And if you go to different time frames, okay, it'll preserve your place. So this is the daily. This is the 4-hour time frame. This is the 1-hour time frame here. Okay. Right. So you can go to 30-minute and it'll preserve your area, preserve where you are, okay, in time. All right. So there's a few things that you can do if you want to play it. Okay, you can play using this button. It'll just play out. You can just move one step forward with this one. You can select the playing time. Okay, like how fast it goes. Okay. And then you can jump to the real time, right? So you can just press this button and it'll jump you to real time. Okay, to the real time chart. So I clicked it, it jumped me to the real time chart. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back here. Okay. So now, how do I do this? What I'll do, let me just play this. You can play it forward like this. Click, it'll drop the candles for you, so you control, how they play out. I normally use the shortcut shift right arrow to make that work. Okay, and then you can play just with shift and down. It'll just play it out for you like that. So you can simulate how fast it plays. Okay. All right. All right. So we're going to pause that. All right. So now, okay. So now this is what I do. When I use the bar replay, I'm going to act as if I'm marking up the chart in the live market. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let's say I'm back testing, not back testing, say I want to practice this decline 4-hour supply. Okay. So I want to practice this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewind the market. I'm going to rewind this window. So what I'm doing is I have 3 windows up. So I don't know if you can have 3 with the Pro, but if you can only have 2, that's fine, or just 1. It all depends on you. And then so what happens is you can tab. If you press the tab button, you see the blue highlight. It'll highlight the time frame that you're on. Okay, so you can press tab and shift tab to go back and forth to different ones. Then also you can hold I believe it's Alt on the Windows and Option on Mac. And you hold Option and click, it'll open up the window all the way. Okay. So if I'm hovering over the daily and I click with Option held or Alt, it'll open up the daily time frame for me. I can close it doing the same. If I'm hovering over the 4-hour and I click, hold Option and click, then it'll open up that one. Then also what I can do is if you watch the time frame right here, if I press tab, it'll cycle me through the different windows that I had open. So that's it's very helpful. So now what I'll do is I start with the big picture, right? When it comes to trading. So what I want to see is what's going on the daily time frame. What phase am I in the market? Am I trending up? Am I trending down? Am I ranging? So what I'll do is I'm gonna back test, or not back test. I'm gonna practice the sell here. So on the daily time frame, before that sell happens, I'll rewind it, and I'm gonna do my markup as if I'm gonna do the markup just like I would if I was in the live market. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here. I'll be looking at a distribution here. Okay, so I see the market is rallying here. Okay. So for me, I'm trading US 30, so this applies very much so. So here I have markup phase. I have a distribution, which is trending downwards, but it's a form of distribution where price hasn't done like a big break, but you can confidently trade. I was selling here, and then sometimes what you have is called the upthrust, where they capture buyers, they get buyers into the market, and then they slam the market down. Once you see that upthrust happen and it fail, once the upthrust fails, most likely you'll see the bearish candles are bigger than the bullish candles. So these two bearish candles are massive and much bigger than the bullish candles here. So that's a great sign that was just a trap to get buyers into the market, and for the big sellers, the aggressive sellers, to sell at a higher price and have some liquidity, right? Some people to take the other side of their trade. So once I see that happen and it breaks back down, then I'm going to mark up a zone here. Okay, I'm mark up a daily zone, and then I'm looking for opportunity to trade the decline. Okay, so let's say I open it up here. I say, okay, now price came here, broke through, and now it's caught resistance here. So this was a support that became resistance. So now that I see this, I'm anticipating that we are going to continue down in the decline. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to my 4 hour. Okay, I'm going to go to the 4 hour time frame, and I'm also going to rewind this to make sure that nobody. I'm going to rewind it to make sure that the daily and the 4 hour are aligned. Okay, so if we look at it here, I have the daily, right? And my bias on the daily, I'll mark up, is that price is most likely going to drop here. That's my A scenario. Now, for some reason, price breaks back above, then it could be potentially going back up. So these are my scenarios from the daily perspective. Okay, so I'm gonna mark that up, and I'm gonna mark those up. Then I'm gonna go to the 4 hour, and the 4 hour, I'm trying to see what I see here that could help give us some more detail. Okay, so now what I see here, I see is a break, a retest, and a sell. And what I would like to see now is for price to come up here to this supply zone. And if it comes up to this supply zone, I have the daily and the 4 hour supply in confluence. Okay. So what I'll be looking at is any other signs for something else. So again, if price comes here and rejects with price action, then I'm selling. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. And then I'm also aligned with the daily that if price breaks the supply, then I can buy. Okay. And the reason why is because this is a like a daily lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. And the price breaks this lower high area here and goes back up, it is highly likely, because of the structure, breaking structure, that price will go up, continue to go up. But what I'm looking at here is I see the supply, and if price comes here and rejects, if bullish momentum is absorbed here, then that means that there's big supply there, right? This is already a sign, right? I had rally, base, drop, broke past this level. Okay, so that's one of our signs, a break of a support. Okay, All right. So drop, base, drop. Rally, base, drop. So that happens there. And now this is a strong supply, big candles, fresh zone. So I'm going to watch now and I'm going to say, okay, price came up here, came up and rejected. Now, what I'll be doing as well as at the same time is I'm going to be looking at the lower time frame. So one thing I failed to mention is that I'll also be rewinding the lower time frame as well, right? So I'm going to use the 1 hour, but what I do normally is I use the 15-minute and the 5-minute. Okay, I use the 15-minute and the 5-minute, and the 15-minute I look for candles, and the 5-minute I look for break of structure, unless I have a strong candle on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. Okay, so when I look at, I'm gonna look at both of them, but not to prolong the video. I'm gonna have all three things up: daily, 1 hour, 4 hour, and lower time frame. Okay, all right. So now price has made a bearish pin bar here. Okay, 4 hour bearish pin bar. Okay, so that in that zone. And if you remember our supply and demand discussion, says that we get the 4 hour pin bar out of the supply, we good to go. So if we say we want to enter at 50% of the bearish pin bar, and we're going to hold to this zone, that alone right there is a 1 to 6. So for me, the 4 hour pin bar in the zone is good. I'm shooting. Okay. And if I get stopped out, if price comes a little bit higher, then that's fine. I'll shoot again if I see bearish confirmation. But this is enough for me. Also, the 1 hour, you see the 1 hour came up, rejected here from the supply, formed another bearish candle here. Okay, which is almost a full bearish candle. So I'm going to set a limit order here. And what I'll do is from there on, I'll watch this play out. Okay, so I say, okay, bearish pin bar. I put the limit order. I got filled in. Okay, it's looking bullish, but I'm going to hold. Okay, and then I'm going to let this play out. Now, what am I going to do from here? I'm going to take this and rewind, clear my chart. Okay, so you can leave the daily like it is. I leave normally will press the play button on the 4 hour or the smaller time frame. For now, I'm just doing the 4 hour for the sake of time, so I won't make this video too long for you. But what I'll do is I clear everything else out. Okay, that's rep number 1. Now I'm going to get 10 reps in. Boom. Okay, so let's do this again. Right. All right. So I was rallying up. Okay. I was rallying, and then we had what looks like is a distribution, not a full decline, but we may not even know that. Once the price breaks the structure, we could be selling. Okay, and then what happens is, see the reason why. So if you look at this here. So we have this here, and then price is making lower highs here. Okay, but it's still a little ranging right here. So this is like a distribution. Okay, then it does the up thrust, and then boom, breaks the structure there. Okay, so now I'm looking at my decline now. Okay, looking at the decline. So once it breaks, comes down here, and then comes back up, I'm selling here. So this was a sell, but I'm not I'm not back testing this one. I'm back testing the other one right now. So I'm marking this up. Okay. Again, I'm going to mark up my scenarios. Okay. So here we should be selling. Okay. If it breaks, potentially continue going up. Okay. So this is a strong zone. This is a great place to buy or sell because of how strong the zone is. That most likely, if it breaks that zone again, if it goes back through and breaks it, it could be continually it could be potentially buying. Okay. So now I go back to the 4 hour. I go back to the 4 hour time frame and I'll start to mark up my chart. Okay. On the 4 hour. Let me take this off. Daily. All right. So now I'm looking at the supply. Okay. Right. And then I'm going to play it out again. Okay. Bearish pin bar. What am I going to do? So 50% of the pin bar is one of my entries. Okay. TP is going to be down here for TP1. Okay. So got tagged in. Price is bullish. It's okay. Price still would have to come and violate that that candle. Now I have an evening star. Okay. So if I look at it on the lower time frame, a double top on the 1 hour, the 15-minute, I had a break of structure. Price just failed to pass this area. So for me now, this has turned into an A+ setup. Whenever I have the 15-minute, whenever I have the 15-minute break of structure, then it turns into an A setup. Now you see what I did a little bit differently this time, right? So as you continue to get reps, what happens is your mind is able to go into further detail. So you're gonna go into more detail and take notes, right? You're gonna take notes on your chart. So you see I have all these things saved because I take a lot of notes. Okay. So we can say double top on the 1 hour, right? You can take some more notes. Okay. So here we have the 1 hour, the 4 hour pin bar, and then we have a 4 hour evening star. Okay. Four-hour evening star. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So there we go. We would have got tagged in. So if we didn't enter on the pin bar, we could have entered like 50% of the evening star. We would have got tagged in at a 1 to 3.5 here, 1 to 4. Would have got tagged in and it melted. Okay. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to go clear my chart and rewind. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to get 10, 15, 20, 25 reps with this one setup. And that's going to help me with the mental picture. So we're going to see here. Now watch what's happening. I'm rewinding the chart. I'm clearing my chart. And then I'm going to continue to go and continue to go and continue to go and continue to go. This is how you end up doing 1,000 reps. This is how you end up doing 1,500 reps. And once you have these many reps with your setups, trust me, when you see them in the market, you'll shoot faster. Your mind will urge you because it's seen it before. Okay. Now, in the next video, we're going to have a part 2. The next video, we're going to talk about film. Trust me, with the bar replay and highlight reels, highlight tapes, film, woo, you're going to go to another level. So leave your comments and questions in the section below. Submit your homework through Discord. See you in the next video.